It's June 28th, 2023. Some of them still showed up, believe it or not. Um, we abolished slavery a long time ago, hundreds of years ago. I am not a bought and sold slave. My ex-husband did not own me like a slave. He could not give somebody special permission, a drug cartel, a retired judge in a drug cartel, to kick in our door and to take me unaware. He does not have authority over my life or my rights as a U.S. citizen. He can't interfere in my life at all. You have a right to privacy to be safe and secure within your own person, your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. The Department of Justice looks at your home as a castle and it shall not be entered into. He cannot hire a drug cartel to take me unaware and to Photoshop shower scenes and date rape drug me with amnesia drugs and tell me to say stuff. Yesterday was priceless. I was out in North Canton working, and I went out to my car and some teenagers were out there talking. The people that followed her around let us listen to the tape where they put the two clips together, March 2nd, 3rd, 21. Okay, 8 to 10:30 at night. My car's by from the case that agent open. Okay. Where they said they were going to put two clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. And then March 13, 21, they told the nurse at Mercy Medical, a lady came in, no man was ever to touch her. And then a nurse comes in with a man. The only thing they had her on was adjusting herself. The guy said, "That's sick." She said, "No, it's really funny. She just simply wiped off some water with clothes on." That's all they had. They didn't have anything else. She had no wrong saying and no wrongdoing. Well, then all of a sudden people said, "You touch yourself, you expose yourself. You touch yourself, you look weird." Well, that's a whole different ball game. And I thought, well, you put my head on somebody else's body. Then I got to thinking, what are you doing when you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you're undressing. You touch yourself, it looks weird, but you're not. You could be putting yeast infection cream on, or you're got undressing, got in the shower, and you're washing off. It's showering, right? Walked outside my apartment to smoke. She figured out what they did. Ha 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 ha. May 12th, 22, Bubba's restaurant, about 4 to 6 men screaming at him. We found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22, the shower scene was done on purpose. Ed at the Oakland apartment, December 9, 21, 4 p.m., they told him everything was drugged and photoshopped and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. Same day, it's Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street. White man bald with dark eyes distributing food. There's only 4 or 5 volunteers. Can't found him. That everything, they always knew the tapes before with them and not me. They were drugged and photoshopped, so they never said a word. They talked to the Canton police and investigators. My client, Navarre, her neighbor, March of 22, they told her that retired Judge Pete drugged and photoshopped and made everything up on me. She talked to investigators and the police. May 25th, 21, 6 p.m., Wendy's, Louisville, they were talking about the church people breaking in before drugging me and telling me say weirdo stuff. Days one, fat blonde girlfriend in a blue car. He was dating her too. She was driving around the block. That Saturday or Sunday afterwards, goons from Ravenna are at the end of Fairlawn Street. She yells at him, "Are you crazy? You can't enter a drug confession." Well, we just found out they drugged her and told her what to say before. That was 21. 8/9/21, the apartment building for me, second closest to the fence. There was a lady and little girls there. They ratted out Dave and 4 or 5 neighbors within a day or two. Talked to an officer with a badge and a clipboard. They told him she was drugged and told us to say it before. 1295 Fairlawn, little white lady, middle apartment, screamed at him, talked to several people in 21. Okay? November 2nd or 3rd, 21, about 1:40 p.m. My phone's tapped too. It records if I'm on it or not. An African American lady was in there. No one's to say a word to her. I found out that all those tapes before were them and not her, and they made everything up on her, telling everybody in Save-A-Lot. January 19, 22, Department of Disability, they told them at 11 o'clock in the morning I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, because that retired judge sold the protected custody case within the first 30 days. It's public knowledge. And they have the link to everything. I'm in Burlington Coat Factory, February 2nd, 22. And some young Latino guy in front of my client admitted he drugged me first and told me to say it. People ran in to Save a Lot out of their houses on 6th Street, yelled at postman. Postman's like we all heard it. March 24th, 22, 1133 apartment building, 4 me tall, white guy with brown hair. You framed her before? Yeah, we framed her before. Shame on you. I know, I wish we wouldn't have done it. Those people even raped her. Then we got May 12th, 22. We found a tape at Bubba's restaurant, 4 to 6 men of you. We found a tape of those boys admitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22. The shower scene was done on purpose. By June 7th of 22, the police were telling people we already know the tapes before were them and not her. We're looking for who actually did it. November 18, 22, Walmart 62, by the hair salon. They got Eric Highway. They've been framing him for years, leaving him and Steve's name, that they were wanted stalkers. Okay? They got him high, had him come in Walmart 62 by the hair salon. He screams out, all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people turn on and they fell for it. Ah! They had him dead to rights. Okay? Christmas Eve, I confront Danny and Jen. I said, do you know where they kicked in my door on the 6th day? They're like, yeah. And Dave said it was another realtor passing out keys. Don't report it. Yes. I said, did you know they set up button cameras were stalking me and Dave? No. Did you know where I had the giant bruises all over me, throwing up, almost passed out, and the neighbor even outside, and the neighbor had to come help me mow the lawn? Yeah, we knew that happened. And I said, did you know they were date rape, drugging me, and telling me to say a weirdo stuff? No. We thought you were working too hard and bruised too easy. Okay? And I said, did you know they photoshopped a shower scene to make me look weird with myself? And she's like, no. The kids came out of the room. Grandma, is that what's going on? Nobody knew. March 15, 16, or April 15, 16, or 23. The night of my daughter-in-law, Jen, her mother had passed away, and they had a memorial service. So I'm sitting there talking to my grandson's girlfriend, Shay, and I show her a picture July 1st of somebody standing in the backwoods, and she's like, I see him. That's creepy. I said, what's really creepy? I was telling her about the bruises all over, almost passing out, throwing up, losing all that weight. And she's like, Karen, that's creepy. And I said, they're supposed to roofied me and told me to say weirdo stuff. They're supposed to Photoshop the shower scene. And she's like, Karen, that's creepy. And I told her about that guy confessing. I said, I hope they get him. Jen's like, well, he confessed. He's probably long gone. Okay? Well, the next day, I go to her mother's memorial service. Okay? I go to leave. Gabe and Shay walk up to Danny and Jen and her brother and said, I heard what she said to Shay. None of this is funny. I even looked her up in one of her posts. They tried to blame us, and we didn't know anything about it. He said, I know, I called my dad. He said he had hired some guy named Pete to tape her on her wear and do all those things. He has her framed. He don't have anything admissible. It's the Fourth Amendment over the house. And he had seen that agent up at that church asking threats on her life, and he even spoke to her. I got my call. June 7th, 2023. Lighthouse Tabernacle. Katie's sister and their friends are in Walmart 62 about 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm by the ladies' bathroom, tape and audio. They scream out and call that FBI agent out by name. FBI agent John fell for the stunt of the tapes before. What on earth? It was just a stunt. A very sick stunt. It was just a stunt. Oh, come on now. He actually fell for the tapes before? That was only a stunt. You're kidding. He actually fell for it? FBI agent John fell for the stunt of the tapes before. John fell for it. Is that why they got away with it? Because he fell for a stunt of the tapes before? Mocking him publicly. See, on a recorded line, I tried to tell that agent that someone told on me the night before. He called me a liar. He didn't want the name of the church. He didn't want the name of the minister. He called me a liar. Dave already knew it was him, because he fell for drug confessions and Photoshop shower scenes. He, like they said, he knew better. A drug cartel taping you unaware, hired by your ex-husband and his occult, drugging you, photoshopping you, and beating you and raping you and human trafficking you out of your home, and he didn't arrest him? Yesterday, I was out in North Canton. Some kids said we were out, and the people that were following her around let us listen to where they admitted they put clips together, where they photoshopped that shower scene, where they drugged her and told her to say it before, and they framed her, and then where they mocked the guy that was helping them get away with it. Can you imagine? They're the ones cheating, and a church being part of any of this, and they had all that done to her because they were cheating. She wants us all to tell on them. I think I will. Another kid said, I think I will too. Everybody blow them up. It's Lighthouse Tabernacle. If you pull back all the shades and the facades of what they're saying, it's Lighthouse Tabernacle. Retired Judge Pete messed up with the drug cartel, and that's it. Some retired judge cannot be hired. Like they said, that idiot can't hire a stalker. Dave can go off in horror with whoever he wants, but they can't interfere in my life. Dear God, he couldn't hire them to tape an underage child unaware in their home. Some strange random men. Because that child takes off its clothes. They now obtained and dispense kitty porn. They take pictures of me and Dave in bed and sold us on porn sites. That's sex trafficking videos. Them letting them tape me unaware in the shower and then photoshopping, that's sex trafficking videos. And what they did was stalking, kidnapping, drugs, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, human trafficked me. That's a sick satanic stunt. They need to arrest Lighthouse Tabernacle. Dave. I went to the Portage County Sheriff's. They lied on them that they were doing it. Miss Hall, what these people said they did is illegal. We had no knowledge of any of this, nor were any of our officers in your home. You know, everything's digital. I told you. They just, it's clicking and pasting. I have a friend, I went out to eat with him. He's like, my friend with the laptop said he could Photoshop that shower scene, a lot of stuff. And they already admitted they had used amnesia drugs on me, so I'd be sleepwalking. You know, I went to all the family physicians all summer long. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. They're like, did you fall? And I said, no. I got all these giant bruises all over me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I thought I had cancer. They're like, maybe you're becoming anemic. I'm dizzy. I'm throwing up. I got a headache. My heart's racing. I'm almost passing out. And they're trying to treat the symptoms, not realizing people are violating me on every level in my home. Dave can't hire a stalker, and stalking tapes by a drug cartel. How dare that agent not arrest him? It's a drug scam, just like the retired judge in Florida was human trafficking people. Had 100 men working for him. They would have people follow him, stalk him, human traffic him so they couldn't get help. Everybody turned them in. Lighthouse Tabernacle is trying to convince people that they can use that drug cartel to break in anybody's home. Drug them, Photoshop them, and then extort money. What they're doing is called sextortion. They have lied on everybody. And they have run the biggest scam in the world. And they made fun of the FBI how they fooled them. He knew better. He was to arrest them for stalking him for all those crimes. They even said somebody else said that he fell for the Ron lying group, and Ron ought to be ashamed of himself. Ashamed! Letting Strange back in 2003 use his family's tragedy to help Dave cheat. I told you how I had endometriosis and then from the treatments, it caused kidney stones, and then had treatment on my kidneys several times. I had 6 to 10 surgeries, went into fibromyalgia. Then I was swelling from all the medication they given me, like Altman Family Physician said, it was a medication error making you swell up like that. It's a good thing you got off. It was shutting everything down. They were slowly killing me with their medication. And my heart's getting off. My thyroid quit working. My adrenal gland, my pituitary gland swelling. My legs are double the size. Are popping out of place. I'm going to orthopedic doctors. All this is documented by Cleveland Clinic and other hospitals and surgeons. And then Joanne told me about this doctor that gives you high doses of pain medicine, gets you out moving, you get better. And it took me 9 months of pulling myself around malls, stores, back allotments. And 2 months after his kid got killed in a traffic accident, had nothing to do with it, mine finally went into spontaneous remission that they naturally does from the pain syndrome from being hurt. I had to work out for 9 months. 2 months after that kid got killed, it went into remission. Did it have anything to do with anything? No. Then 4 months later, Strange made up that lie. Because Dave was probably dating Katie. And that way he could have his church girlfriend. And I'd have to sit at home. And how dare Ron let him use his family's tragedy to help people cheat. And he knew better. My mom even talked to them, and so did I, about the spontaneous remission. Karen, you're losing so much weight. You look so much better. We see you pulling yourself around stores, out driving everywhere. You're going to beat this. I'd already lost 30 pounds by May. The fluid, the amount of fluid that was on me, it took months and months to come off my body. I still felt for 2 more months. And it took me another, 4 to 6 months to get off all that pain medicine. Now, did anything have to do with anything? No. And how dare he? Huh? And that setup with him and Katie for her to get attention of them coming up and people coming up to me, oh, I thought you left her and she was, you and Katie were dating. We weren't divorced. He was still living with me, and he's like, I don't know what she's talking about. He did too. He's leaving work and cheating on with her. So we're walking in the mall, and this is a setup, or they wouldn't have known what he said at Macy's. I'm like, Dave, are you cheating? He's like, no. He said, that girl's pathetic. And he said, her making up that stuff that I'm going out with her. And he said, trust me, Karen, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that heifer. I turn around and laugh. He said that again at the entrance of the thing. So how do they find out? She's in Ashcroft now. Huh? Because they had her family member waiting for him to insult her. And for me to dare left. And any other time that he said anything like that, we were in other stores. And the only thing she should have known is when we walked into the entrance of the mall that he dipped and kissed me. And we were married 33 years. And it should have been Dave showing off for Karen. I know they were dating. Because he was denying the whole thing. He had several girlfriends. You know, that's where Delano Eddy or another man, you think you're better than her dating all those women. I walk off, I come back, and I'm like, Dave, what's he talking about? You don't know what he's talking about. Yes, he did. He had the stripper. He had Michelle. He had Savannah. Huh? And it was Savannah's Facebook friend that followed and rented. And like the Perry police said, the way he clipped you on the side, he was doing over 45. If you wouldn't have had your foot on the brake, he would have rolled you. The attempted break-in where the Perry police, Dave made a mistake. They knew where the security system was. And dear God, Katie was still bragging in the mall in January 19 that it was her church trying to kill me for her. Dave and I talked about it. And I was stuttering by then. I have my skull crushed in on 12/21/18, bashed in the back of the head. I still have a dent in my head. Stabbed in the neck, jumped, bashed in the back of the head, and beaten, raped, and left for dead in protected custody. Raped and tortured July to September of 19. Human trafficked between May and June of 19. I was almost shot driving within the first 30 days in protected custody. I had 6 stalkers inside Walmart, chased off. There's a shooting night by Christmas 18. They broke in the old lady's apartment. Good thing she was in the hospital. Discharging guns. I had to hide not to get killed. There's lasers going into the living room and lights crossing out back and gunfire going off, and I'm hiding not to get murdered. It's a house of horror. That agent opened a real case. I told you, I tried to tell him what happened at Huntington Bank, where the guy threatened to knife me. He called me a liar. I told him he tried to kidnap me before. He called me a liar. Terry seen him and let me tape her with her permission. He had already killed my one co-worker's family member, Lori, at my second job. And he took my house manager, Melissa's niece. He's a serial killer. He's working with the drug traders, human trafficking people out of this area. That's who they got a hold of. You talk about a severe Jim Jones occult working with the drug traders that are human trafficking. Deadly combination. I told him that someone told on me the night before. He called me a liar. Dave said he talked to him. Officers verified November 6, 22 at Trinity Gospel. The agent that called her back was verified by officers that he told on her the night before to that church. Oh, my Lord. And walked off. I'm going to upload this. Kids out in North Canton yesterday, they need to make this up to her. Big time. They fed me to a drug cartel. So you're going to say John was incompetent and couldn't find the cameras from Pete and the drug cartel? When they set up their own surveillance? Or is it true that they got to him and they did the backdoor deal for them to let me get victimized and killed? He opened a real case with statements. And they are all already new, and he told on me. And he let a serial killer get away in this area.